She is a survivor of a legacy, betrayal, and loss, carving her own name upon the waves of the world that is still recovering from its two cataclysms. Welcome to another DragonLance Saga episode. My name is Adam, and today I'm going to talk about the pirate Maquesta Kar-Thon. I'd like to take a moment and thank the DL Saga YouTube members and Patreon patrons, and invite you to consider becoming a member or patron by following the links in the description below. You can even pick up DragonLance gaming materials using my affiliate links. I'm referencing DLA Dragonlance Adventures and the War of the Lance sourcebooks, including Dragonlance Chronicles, Maquesta Kar-Thon, and the Dragons of Chaos novels for this information. If I leave anything out or misspeak, please leave a comment below. It would be easy to see Maquesta Kar-Thon as little more than a swashbuckling captain, a half-elven pirate who dared to sail the Blood Sea of Istar during the darkest ages of Krynn. That's certainly how the bards like to tell it. The daring smuggler who outwitted Dragonarmies and wrestled her own fate from the jaws of the Maelstrom. But I believe Maquesta, or Mac as she preferred to be called, was far more than that. She is in many ways the embodiment of Krynn's age of despair, a survivor of legacy, betrayal, and loss, carving her own name upon the waves of a world still recovering from divine wrath. Born in 326 Alt Cataclysms, Maquesta was the daughter of two worlds that could not have been further apart. Her father, Maelstrom Kar-Thon, was a proud Argothian sailor, a man of the seas, rough around the edges but loyal to his dream. Her mother, Mi'al, was a Sylvanesti elf, a woman of grace and secrecy, living in hiding aboard the Perechon, the ship that was both their home and their livelihood. For 4 brief years, this family defied both law and land, sailing the Blood Sea in quiet defiance of the prejudices that divided elf and man. But history has little patience for forbidden peace. Life on the Blood Sea of Istar was not easy, especially for elves. They were hunted, blamed for ancient sins and the cataclysm. A bounty was placed upon their heads. Mi'al vanished without a trace, and in desperation, Maelstrom altered his daughter's very appearance, shortening her ears so that she might pass as human. Imagine that. Your heritage literally cut away, your identity reshaped by fear. It was the first betrayal Maquesta ever suffered, though it would not be the last. By the age of 12, Maquesta was already a sailor, in truth. Her father taught her every rope and current of the Blood Sea. By 12, she could chart a course blindfold. And when she first took the Perechon's helm alone in 338 AC, with her father watching proudly from the deck, Maquesta was no longer a child. She was born to the sea, as though the god Zeboim herself had marked her for some strange destiny. But destiny is rarely kind. In 344 AC, her father made a bet, one last desperate gamble. He lost. The Perechon was sold to a minotaur, Atet es Devak, a merchant lord of the islands of Mithas and Kothas. Maelstrom was thrown into a minotaur prison. His only hope of release was Maquesta to bring back a Morkoth, a sea monster of the deep, as payment for his death. Success didn't matter, however, as Maelstrom would die of his wounds and mistreatment. With his dying breath, he named her captain of the Perechon. From that moment forward, Maquesta Kar-Thon became a woman apart, driven by a mix of grief, pride, and defiance. She took to the seas, doing whatever jobs came her way, sometimes legal, often not. The Minotaurs called her a thief, merchants of Ergoth called her a pirate, but to her crew, she was something more, a captain who earned her place and who feared no one. Her closest companion was Bas on Koroth, a minotaur who had once been her enemy and would become her most loyal friend. The two met as prisoners in the minotaur arena of Mithas, both sentenced to die. Instead, they fought together and escaped together, forging a bond that would define them both. Bas taught her the minotaur tongue, she taught him that not all humans are weak, and it's said that Maquesta never trusted anyone again after her father's betrayal, but Bas was the exception. Some say they loved each other. Others say it was deeper than that, a kinship born of scars and shared defiance. During the War of the Lance, Maquesta's name became legend. The Perechon, sleek and fast, was known to outrun any of the High Lord's ships. She became a smuggler, a privateer, and sometimes a rescuer, ferrying fugitives, weapons, and hope across the turbulent Blood Sea. Early in the war, she took aboard a strange green-eyed man named Barum, not knowing that he carried a secret powerful enough to shake the world, for Barum was the Everman, the cursed soul hunted by Takhisis herself. And when Kidiara Uth Matar's dragons found them, Maquesta refused to surrender. Barum sailed the Perechon straight into the Maelstrom, the very vortex that was all that remained of the Lord City of Istar. The ship was torn apart, the crew scattered, and yet miraculously, they survived, saved by the Dragonarmies elves who brought them to the ruins of drowned Istar. While there, Maquesta's story took on a strange, almost mythic quality. Alongside her crew, she aided the Dragonarmies princess Apoletta and her companion Zabola in uncovering horrors that festered beneath the waves, remnants of the gods' punishment. The sea had always been Maquesta's home, but in those ruins she saw what the arrogance of mortals could unleash. When she returned to the surface, she found the Perechon itself spat back out of the sea as though defying death. From that day forward, sailors called it the unsinkable ship. Some whispered that it was blessed, others said it was cursed. For Maquesta, it was both a grave and a promise. By the summer of chaos, Maquesta was still sailing, older, wiser, and no less daring. Her crew had become a family of rogues and wanderers. Among them was Lendl Chafka, a gnome inventor whose eccentric machinery once saved the Perechon from destruction during a hurricane. Through cunning grit and a little luck, Maquesta once again survived while others perished. And after that, the records grow silent. Historians assume she continued to sail, a ghost of the Blood Sea, appearing and disappearing like a storm on the horizon. Some claim she finally found her mother, still alive somewhere. Others believe she became one with the sea, that Zeboim herself took her as a favored child, cursed or blessed to sail forever. But what strikes me most about Maquesta Kar-Thon is not her heroics or her tragedies. It's her humanity. She was not born into nobility or prophecy. She was a woman of two worlds, never fully accepted by either. She knew betrayal, loss, and the ache of exile. Yet she carved her freedom from a world that had none to offer. She defied gods, monsters, and empires alike, and through it all, she kept sailing. Maquesta represents something rare in Krynn's history, not a hero of prophecy, not a pawn of fate, but a survivor by choice. Her story is one of endurance, of finding meaning in motion, of refusing to be defined by the losses that shaped her. The seas of Krynn have always been treacherous, but perhaps no sailor ever understood them, or herself, better than Maquesta Kar-Thon, captain of the unsinkable Perechon. And maybe, somewhere beyond the Blood Sea's crimson waves, she's still out there, chasing the horizon, laughing into the storm. And that is all I have to say about Maquesta Kar-Thon. What do you think of her tale? Is it any different than any other privateer on the Blood Sea of Istar? Do you enjoy learning about these tertiary characters of the DragonLance Saga? And finally, have you ever run seafaring adventures in your home games? Leave a comment below. I'd like to invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, ring the bell to get notified about upcoming videos, and click the like button. It all helps other Dragonlance fans learn about this channel and its content. Thank you for watching. This has been Adam with DragonLance Saga, and until next time, remember, it's the sensible, logical thing to do. Of course, which is why we won't do it.